Hey, it's Andrew Walker here, and I'm sat next to Paul Jackson, the CEO of TUHF. Now, Paul, I know the last few years have been very difficult for a lot of property entrepreneurs, and you and your team have been working behind the scenes to create a robust platform for growth. Can you tell us more about it?
So you're right, the last 2 years have been difficult for the entrepreneurs and for the people who finance them. But what we did in the hard lockdown was really work on our ability to grow.
Yeah.
And that really took three major components. One is we looked at our operating capability, our ability to lend, our ability to support our customers through their loan journey, particularly into after the property is transferred and all of that. The second was getting our treasury in place. I think I made the point before that TUHF's biggest constraint to growth was our ability to borrow, not our ability to lend. Market's much bigger than TUHF is currently. And we want to take that opportunity. And so we worked really, really hard on our treasury. But as importantly, we worked really hard on our IT platform. Enhancing our capability, our loan-making capability, our financial management and administration capability, but most of all, our ability to collate data and use it in a way that's helpful for us, helpful for our investors, and helpful for our customers. Because at one level we sort of sit in the middle between our investors, the debt capital markets, as well as our customers. So we used the hard lockdown and most of last year really fixing all three components.
Yeah.
And so we're in a position now where our ability to grow is now not as constrained as it was in the past. In fact, more constrained by the market opportunity. And as I've said, we think the market opportunity is considerable.
Absolutely, and that brings me on to scaling. I know that TUHF's vision is impact through scale. What's that about?
Well, essentially, we were faced with the decision, are we going to be this specialized financier doing a little bit of lending in a particular area, or are we going to be the specialized financier that is going to grow as big as the market can grow? And we have decided some time ago that we want to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
So our strategy now is quite simply, we want to move from a 4 billion rand book to a 10 billion rand book in 5 years, which we think we have the capability to do, we have the brand and the brand presence to do, and we think the market's big enough. In all of our 7 branches, we have head office here and then presence in another 6 metros. So we think within those metros, plus a little bit of additional geographic expansion, perhaps Polokwane, perhaps Kimberley, a few other areas that we're looking at. We haven't made that final decision. We think we can get there. But having said that, I think we can get there with our current presence.
Sure.
The entrepreneurial spirit of South Africans is remarkable.
Yeah.
I think property and property investing is becoming more and more understood, thanks to Sapin and others. But you know, and the cadre of entrepreneurs grows all the time.
Absolutely. So what advice would you have for property entrepreneurs that are either investing in property or they want to get started in property? What advice would you give them?
Well, the one thing that the pandemic's brought home for all of us is any investment is cyclical. You have good times, you have bad times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've seen real resilience in entrepreneurs' way they've gone about it. So I've got 3 or 4 things that I think you need to emphasize. Firstly, property is a long-term patience game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not making a 5-year plus investment, perhaps this isn't the sector for you. The second is that be patient, because everything revolves around the purchase price. If you buy badly, it's hard to undo that.
Yeah.
So be patient. Do your hard work in finding a deal. Do your hard work in researching what it is. And when I say researching, it's talking to brokers, managers, walking the area you want to invest in. The third lesson is make sure that your cash flows stack up.
Yeah.
It's a cash flow play. A first, second, and third a cash flow play. Make sure you've done your numbers, looked at your construction period, look at your rent-up period, and making sure that your cash flows are well. Whoever your financial institution is, negotiate with them to make sure that your repayments meet your expected income from tenants. And then the last is, do not do a scatter or shotgun approach. Focus on an area, a few suburbs, and learn those suburbs well and invest in those suburbs. Don't have one in the East Rand, one in the West Rand,
one in the North,
one in the South, because you'll be running around.
Yeah.
And then the last thing and it's the fifth lesson, but let me just emphasize it. COVID and the pandemic has shown us that hands-on property management with good communications with your tenants is this defining distinction. Whether you're doing the property management yourself or you've employed one of our many capable property managers.
Keep your finger on the pulse.
Make sure you know what's going on there on a daily basis.
Yeah.
As an interesting discussion, we had a credit committee a couple of weeks ago, and I asked one of our loan officers, how often is our client going to visit the property? And he said, well, about once a week. And I just said, that's nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. Every day is good. Yeah. Every second day, okay. But more than that, you need to just check that things are going well, that you're cleaning, your security, the appearance of your building, so critically important in letting, the neatness, the security, all of these things are well covered and to your satisfaction.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Paul. If you want to find out more about TUHF and how they can help you build a successful property business, please go to www.tuhf.co.za and we'll see you soon.